Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Kate and I am an autism mum for little Easty Beasty. Easton was born in 2019 and he got his diagnosis when it's actually just before his second birthday. So what I wanted to do, because it's actually Autism Awareness Month with it being April, and I thought that I would just collate some of my things together that I've got here, you can see, that have actually really helped me with Easton. And you'll know yourself, if you are UK based, sometimes it's hard to get the support's there, but you have to kind of find it and you have to get out there and find it. I'm just going to push you guys back a little bit. So the question that I get asked a lot of the time on Easter holidays, so he's non-verbal, complex, autistic, but he's so verbal, like I can understand what he's saying. If you know him, you can understand what he's saying. It's basically asking for biscuits 24/7. But so I get asked a lot about medication. I don't know if you can see this okay there. So this is his melatonin, and this is what he has on a night time. So he has 2 of these. He has 4 milligrams in total. Now Easton, I'm not sure with your own child how they eat, but Easton has safe foods a lot of the time. And what we mean by safe foods, you'll hear that quite a lot with your paediatrician or just like health visitors, paediatrician, dentists, all those kind of people. So safe foods basically are where our little ones will just eat what they know is predictable. It's going to taste the same. So like toast, chicken nuggets, sausages, chips, potato waffles, basically everything beige, crisps, biscuits, that sort of thing, Haribos. It's not unheard for autistic children to like fruit and veg, but mine definitely doesn't like fruit and veg. Sometimes they might eat a strawberry and then that's like my big win of the day. But yeah, so basically, if they are not getting the right amount of fruit and veg and they're safe eaters, they will absolutely, positively have a vitamin deficiency. So I would recommend getting these 2. Can you see that? Yes, so magnesium helps with processing, mood, behaviour, sleep, all of that shenanigans. So I give him 2 of them on a night time. And then your general multivitamin, and these are like tablet form. General multivitamin, he has 1 on a morning before he goes to nursery. These come like this. So they're just like a tablet. Easton wouldn't eat them, so I crushed them up. I actually called his paediatrician to make sure that it was okay for me to put these 2 in together. And so I popped them in my little pestle and mortar, I think that's what it's called, with a Calpol syringe, and I use a little shot of his sugar-free juice or something just to put in there. Scoosh it all together, pop it in there, and he has that at 6:30. And both of these are sleep aids. So this will not, I repeat, it is not a sleeping tablet, okay? It's melatonin is naturally found in your own body and you produce it yourself, but because our little ones do not produce enough of it themselves, it means they can have a sleep deficiency, which basically is the settling down to go to sleep. So when you're on holiday, you have loads of sun, your body's producing lots of melatonin, you feel happy, relaxed, you might have a little afternoon nap, you feel calm, chilled. That's exactly what this does. It settles them down for bed, does not keep them asleep. So it may not always work in everybody's case. And then magnesium helps the processing in the brain. It also helps stabilize mood swings if your little one has mood swings, and it helps with sleep. So originally, when I first got these, I was giving these to him on a morning, but he was actually going to school and they were like, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's so calm, he's slept, he's had a little nanny nap on the morning. I was thinking, God, don't let him sleep. And that's what it was. So 1 of these on the morning, 2 of these on the night time. And I will put the links for these in all of the comments. Until they are 5, 6-year-old, if you feel like they've got anything that is like more like a mental issue alongside with the autism, which often can be found hand in hand, like things like bipolar or split personality disorder, things like that. They don't treat it when they're really little in the UK because they're just too small to have that kind of medication. So that's probably the best you'll get. I'm sorry that I can't recommend anything for the older children from my own experience, because obviously I'm just sharing up to my little one's journey. Next up we have the Autism Language Launcher. Ta-da! You will learn with me as you follow along with this channel that I am most calm and relaxed when I am organised. And I used to work in a corporate job, and then I used to work for a really large cosmetic company, and I used to travel all over. I was super lucky, but I was taught to be able to coach, to be able to mentor people, organisation, planning skills, everything. So I've literally inputted all of that into looking after Easty Beasty to the best of my ability. So this book is fantastic. It is written by a lady called Kate C. Wilde. You can buy it on Amazon, and it actually has the link for the printouts. Say, is that a good noise or a bad noise? I'm not too sure at the minute. So it has the link, you can print it out, and then you can actually track all of their verbal goals, communication, all in the back of it here. I then, from that, purchased myself a lovely swanky file of facts, and in the file of facts I actually track Easton's journey daily. I feel like I don't actually do this as much now, because last year was probably where he was at his most challenging point. That 3 to 4, 2 actually to 4, brutal. This year, I feel like I've just come into my own. It's lovely. He's lovely. Everything's lovely. I could never have done this video like a year or 2 ago, and people would always say, oh my gosh, like you should do this or you should do that. And I was like, I can't. Because he's crazy. And this is where I then put my information over from the language launcher to, it's an 8-week plan to what Easton's going to work on. So his interactive attention span, verbal communication, eye contact, flexibility. And then I basically just tick off the things that I feel like he's achieved. And this is a really nice way of giving parents just a sense of accomplishment, because sometimes the little things, the little wins is what we miss. Now, I'm not saying for all you partners to rush out there and buy your missus a nice Louis Vuitton file of facts, but it is a very well-used gift that my husband got me, and I feel like it helps to keep me sane. I've got everything in there. You can imagine you get lots of appointments. Oh, look. There's little Easty Beasty there. This time last year, where he had to actually wear a soft hat from physiotherapy because he was hitting his head off everything and pulling his own hair out. Delightful. I'm so glad that we have moved on from that, and I genuinely believe it is down to these. So, next thing are these. I think this is not like my favourite one. I prefer the ones that just say have autism written on them and they're green, because these ones, I think, like the sort of with the jigsaw puzzle, it kind of almost states that he's missing something, which I don't like. I have a hidden disability. It's not hidden, wasn't hidden any time last year while he was screaming at the top of his lungs like I had abducted him in every single social element. But these are handy to have them. We put them on him when we have flown. We've actually flown long haul with him twice now. I couldn't do that right now at the stage that he's at now, nearly 5, because he's just too big and too busy and I can't carry him, but I can do a separate video on all the stuff that I had to prepare for successful holidays with him. Some stuff when he started nursery, I was really nervous. I think people want to understand, but I don't think anybody fully understands until they have got a non-verbal child themselves, having to send your child off to like nursery or to be like looked after and changed and all that personal care, and for you to not know like how their day's been, I was like a broken woman. It was really hard. So I actually I think the school at first were a bit like, who is this ma'am? Why is she doing this? What is wrong with her? But now actually the school will work together really well. They're fantastic. They've done amazing with Easton. So at first they wanted us to use pet cards for him. So I got these like double backed stickers, and then I would just stick them like on the work, things like this, obviously at a height that he could reach, and then he could just pull them off himself. With Easton, he's actually pretty switched on with regards to like getting his own juice bottle, getting his own snacks now. He wasn't when he was little. He would just sit there and starve and cry because he was starving. But now these didn't work because he will actually just handhold lead you to whatever it is that he needs. So that aside, Carol, a lovely lady who I actually work with now because I work for a complex care company, she recommended that we do proper visual aids, so that you can see this one here is like his lunch. That, I kid you not, is all he used to eat. Richmond sausages, pizza, Otters, quavers, and Haribos and biscuits. And that was it. And he would only drink Vimto juice. But now, I mean, he eats probably less now. Very, very, very safe. Very safe. But these actually helped in what we call a transitional process. So I found after the 6 weeks holidays, it was absolutely brutal trying to get him back to school. And the reason being is because, you know, he's used to just doing his own little leisurely thing, and then he's getting up and he's having to go to school, and 1 minute he's on his peanut having the time of his life bouncing in the living room, and the next minute I'm taking him to get him changed. So Carol actually explained, we use the little timers off Amazon. It's actually upstairs, but I'll put everything in the link. And it's just like a little kitchen timer. So I can put the timer on and I can say, okay, so in 10 minutes we are going to get out the bath and you are going to get ready for school. Like school. And just leave him with it. And sometimes he would waggle it round. Sometimes he would sit in the bath with it. But I genuinely did not think this was going to work, because I was like he's going to take notice of that. He is crazy. At one point, we used to sometimes say, like my husband actually used to be like, is that Hellboy? Because if you see him, I'll have to put some pictures up at the end, or I'll fit some in somewhere. But literally, he looks like an angel. Now, he is an angel. Just problem child now instead of Hellboy. And so this really helped. The timers we would put on and off, and I would literally do the same routine day in, day out. And on a Saturday, we would make sure when he goes to his dad's, or he sees his dad for a few hours in the afternoon, we would make sure that it was like the same time, the same thing, shoes on. I can't get Easton ready and put his clothes on him before we're actually ready to go out, because otherwise, here he comes. Hi, that's nice, gobbledygook. If I get him ready, he then processes and thinks he's going out. So it's trying to find those things that trigger him and stop the actual meltdown from happening first. So these are a great way of doing that, and just making sure that they've got a little picture board of what's happening, where they're going. And then this is something that I created with his teacher. Well, actually, I just made it myself again. There must have been like, oh my God, who is this woman? And then his one-to-one fills it out. So it's just Easton's weekly diary. And it's got like his snack time, his lunch time. Oh, I feel like now I don't even really need to use this, because I've got such a good relationship with his one-to-one. She actually now just has a little home to school book that I put in his bag. And she actually just fills out, like, can you see that, every day, what he's been doing. And then if I feel like I need to write something in there just about how he's slept or how he's been, if he's had any wobbles, like has he had any Calpol, that kind of thing. So that's our communication book. And actually they're so nice to keep to look back on. And the school are happy doing that. I think you just have to have the confidence as a parent to tell and not ask, if that makes sense. So there's some of my little things. I also get these folders. Hang on, I'll show you. Just from Amazon, they're just like clear plastic Polly Pockets. And then I keep, weirdly, like I keep all of the phases that he sort of goes through, and I keep them all in there separately so that I remember, like, at this age, this is what he was like, and at that age, because you'll know now, probably from doing a lot of research. Hang on, I need to get the little basket out as well from this cupboard so I can show you. You'll know from doing research now that actually, yes, you can have an autistic little one, but often it comes from parents. So there's a lot of things with me and with Easton's biological dad that we look and we think, oh, they're definitely traits that we had when we were little. So I want to keep such a concise, like a really specific diary and stuff. If Easton, when he's older, has a family and wants to be able to look at his progression. When we saw a specialist, she actually was so amazing, and it was just a little bit of advice, and she was like, look, just to let you know, it's not always the same situation, but often with our kids, because she also had 2 autistic sons, she went, they usually are about 18 months behind, like the delay is about 18 months. So she said, if you have a look at what he's doing now, and I think at the time he was learning to jump on the spot, that was his thing, he was like jumping on the spot, and he'd start to recognise himself in mirrors, so he was like, you know, going up to mirrors and being a little like, ooh, who's that? And I remember going back home and being like, right, milestones, and working out where he was 18 months ago, and that's exactly where he was. And now it's like, he is doing stuff that I've read that he should be doing, but like 18 months ago. So it's all good. It's all good. And I think if I'd been told all of this right at the start from my doctor or the paediatrician or the health visitor or for CAMS or anyone, CAMS were actually amazing. They really helped. But I think that sometimes people are too worried to tell you specifics in case you hold on to that information and go, well, I've checked and mine's not on an 18-month delay, and then, you know, hold you to it. Whereas for me, this is just all my opinion, in my experience, and I'm just sharing it because I hope that I might be able to help you. So this is what we call a grab basket. It helps to prevent meltdowns. You can put sweets and treats in here. If you know the transition from the car to the house is a nightmare, make sure you have one of these maybe in your car or in the house, so when you come in, you've got lots of little things. That we went through a phase where he loved feathers. That your child, I mean, come on, this is what he used to do with it as well. I was sure it was some kind of like Morse code. But have these little baskets just around your house so that you can see something about to boil up and prevent it, okay? So with our kids, we really need to be noticing the triggers. So again, that's where I would go back to my diary. I know this is excessive, I get that, I do get that, but just use like a paper diary. You can get them for pennies from anywhere. I do have multiple, like I have got a couple of Moleskin journals here that are really, really good, like super good. They've got colouring sections in. Let me just show you how fabulous they are. So you can like colour them in, have a nice time. And these have got like bits where you can make your specific notes, but then they also have complete sections for like prioritising your week, what you're focusing on, who the focus is, all that kind of stuff. And I do use multiple diaries. I feel like for my own mental health, it really, really helped me to be able to script a lot of how I feel. I mean, how cute are these? You can just colour as you go. And these are on Moleskin. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. But they're Moleskin, and these are in the sale for like £18. They are the Take Happiness Seriously. I love anything like that. So you can get like a cheap diary and just Make sure that you're keeping everything in there so that you can see what your child's triggers are. You can share with other people what their triggers are. You can talk to school about their triggers. And when I say triggers, this literally can be something so small that Easton doesn't like the credits coming up at the end of Netflix. So what we do is we save all of his favourite programs and we put the iPad into airplane mode so that the credits don't come up. Done. You know, so you're literally like one step ahead of the game, but what you have to do is really just take that time to like look at your child, watch them, write down like words or sounds, because Easton is classed as non-verbal, but he'll say things like mama, mama, that's me, dai, 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 that's daddy. He'll then say yeah, 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 you know, so there's some sounds that are coming that are definitely words, like they are definitely words, because even though, you know, maybe they might not sound perfect, he is communicating with me. And so I think the best way that you can support that is just by listening, really fixing in on what that's associated with, noting it down, and then building on that. There's actually a section in the Autism Language Launcher book for like verbal communication and how and what and where you should do it. This book is amazing. It changed my life. Like, it's just such an incredible journey, and the background, I won't go into it too much now because I want to wrap this up, but it's such a fantastic book to read, and I hope that I haven't waffled on too much. Still got my lanyard on. Hope I haven't waffled on too much, and I really hope that I've been able to just help some of you guys with your journey. I am going to do and upload a number of other videos, so please like this, please comment what you would like to know more about, because I have got quite a big understanding of autism now, and I also have a lot of direct people around me that Carol being one of them, she's just amazing, that can give tips, tricks and advice directly. So thank you so much for taking the time for watching this, and it has been amazing to have this journey and to be able to share exactly where I am with you all. So I'll see you soon. Bye!